You're live from New Delhi. You're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Lipakshi Khurana. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to participate in Somnath Amrut Mahotsav in Gujarat, marking 75 years since the inauguration of the restored Somnath temple. Prime Minister Narendra Modi urges judicious use of fuel, postponement of gold purchases and foreign travel to strengthen the economy amid global supply chain crisis. Trump rejects Iranian response to US peace proposal, calls it totally unacceptable. Tehran demands war reparations and asserts sovereignty over Hormuz. Over 90 passengers from the virus-hit cruise ship safely repatriated through coordinated international efforts. Final hantavirus evacuation flight to leave on Monday. And in sports, Barcelona wins historic 29th La Liga title with a 2-0 victory against Real Madrid. Gujarat's sacred pilgrimage town of Somnath is all set to host grand celebrations of the Somnath Amrit Parv, commemorating 75 years of the reconstruction and inauguration of temple. Prime Minister Narendra Modi would be participating in the event at the historic temple. This will be Prime Minister Modi's second visit to Somnath in less than 6 months.
Behind me is the iconic Somnath temple that is just not the symbol of faith. It is a symbol of India's resilience over centuries. Destroyed multiple times, regained and rebuilt by many. Somnath today marks the 75 years post-independence restoration.
On the shores of the Arabian Sea stands one of India's most sacred and symbolic shrines, the Somnath Temple, a temple that has witnessed invasion, destruction, reconstruction and resurgence across centuries. And now, Somnath prepares to celebrate another historic milestone, 75 years of its reconstruction in independent India. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will participate in the Somnath Amrit Parv celebrations. Earlier this year, the Prime Minister attended the Somnath Swabhiman Parv, commemorating 1000 years since the first major attack on the temple in 1026.
We are giving the message to the world that whatever may happen in life, ultimately the positive attitude prevails, and that is why we have been able to reconstruct like phoenix bird. It is rising from the ashes. That's why it has been named by our popular Prime Minister as Swabhiman Parva.
The Prime Minister is expected to hold a roadshow before the grand celebrations, followed by special puja, Kalash Abhishek, commemorative events and majestic Surya Kiran air show by the Indian Air Force.
It will be for the first time ever in history that the Indian Air Force's Surya Kiran aerobatic team will be performing in the skies of Somnath. All these aircraft will be performing maneuvers divided in 2 phases. So in the first phase, that is the composite phase, the aircraft will be flying together and will be performing all the maneuvers in a synchronized fashion. And when we move on to the second half of the air show, all these aircraft are going to split into different directions and come towards the audience at extremely high speeds and very, very low heights.
As part of the 75th year anniversary of the prestigious Somnath Mandir in Somnath. So for which the team has been positioned in Jamnagar. We have flown all the way from Bidar, that is in Karnataka. And for the display purpose, we will be flying all our sorties from Jamnagar itself.
The history of Somnath is a story of resilience. Historians record that the temple faced repeated attacks, destruction over centuries, beginning prominently with the Mahmud of Ghazni's invasion in 1026. Yet every time the temple was destroyed, it was rebuilt again by devotees and rulers determined to preserve faith and identity.
भगवान सोमनाथ से प्रार्थना करेंगे कि मोदी जी अगर भविष्य में भी हमारे जो प्राइम मिनिस्टर के रूप में पूरे देश का ऐसे ही नेतृत्व करते रहें।
After independence, India's first Deputy Prime Minister and Home Minister, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, took the historic decision to reconstruct Somnath after visiting the site in November 1947. On 11th May 1951, India's first President, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, inaugurated the reconstructed Somnath temple. In his historic address, he described Somnath as a symbol of faith that could never be erased. The temple has become a metaphor for India's resilience. From ruins to renewal, Somnath tells the story of survival. Bhavna Nayyar's report for DD India in Somnath.
Well, after programs in Bangalore and Hyderabad, Prime Minister Modi landed in Jamnagar late Sunday night as part of a two-day visit to the state. Upon landing, he directly went to the venue of a public meeting in the city. On the way, he held a mega road show which saw massive turnout with the city decorated in saffron to welcome him. People waved flags, raised patriotic slogans and welcomed Prime Minister Modi amid chants of Bharat Mata Ki Jai and Vande Mataram. Later, he reached the venue of the public rally where, addressing the people of Gujarat, Prime Minister Modi thanked them for their continuous blessings for the Bharatiya Janata Party. He said that it is rare for a party to get so much support over decades, and as time has passed, the support has also only risen. And India is continuously scaling new heights in development. However, at the same time, there are many challenges that we must also overcome. In this context, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has called for a collective participation to help the country withstand global economic uncertainties, supply chain disruptions and inflationary pressures. Amid global energy crisis, Prime Minister Modi calls for reducing petrol, diesel consumption through public transport, carpooling, EVs.
हमें कर्तव्यों को सर्वोपरि रखते हुए कुछ संकल्प लेने होंगे और उन संकल्पों को पूरे समर्पण भाव से पूरा करना होगा। जैसे एक बड़ा संकल्प है पेट्रोल डीजल का संयम से इस्तेमाल करना। साथियों, हमें पेट्रोल डीजल का उपयोग कम करना होगा। शहरों में जहां मेट्रो है, वहां हम तय करें कि हम मेट्रो का ही उपयोग करेंगे। ज्यादा से ज्यादा मेट्रो में ही जाएंगे। अगर कार में ही जाना जरूरी है, तो फिर कार पूल करने का प्रयास करें और भी लोगों को साथ बिठा लें। अगर हमें कहीं सामान भेजना हो, तो कोशिश करनी है कि वह ज्यादा से ज्यादा रेलवे गुड्स के जो ट्रेन होती है, रेलवे की सर्विसेज से भेजें, ताकि इलेक्ट्रिक रेलवे होने के कारण पेट्रोल डीजल की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती है। जिन लोगों के पास इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल है, वो भी कोशिश करें कि इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल का ज्यादा से ज्यादा उपयोग करें।
Well, Prime Minister Modi also appealed to people to avoid non-essential purchase of gold for 1 year to reduce pressure on foreign exchange outflows.
विदेशी मुद्रा बचाने के जो भी रास्ते हम लोग अपना सकते हैं, हमें बचाना होगा। साथियों, गोल्ड यानी सोने की खरीद एक और पहलू है जिसमें विदेशी मुद्रा बहुत अधिक खर्च होती है। एक जमाना था जब संकट आता था, कोई युद्ध होता था, तो लोग देश हित में सोना दान दे देते थे। आज दान की जरूरत नहीं है, लेकिन देश हित में हमको ये तय करना पड़ेगा कि साल भर तक घर में कोई भी फंक्शन हो, कोई भी कार्यक्रम हो, हम सोने के गहने नहीं खरीदेंगे, सोना नहीं खरीदेंगे।
Well, the Prime Minister said that reducing edible oil consumption would not only improve public health but also strengthen the country's economy.
खाने के तेल का भी है, इसके आयात के लिए भी बहुत बड़ी मात्रा में हमें विदेशी मुद्रा खर्च करनी पड़ती है। हर परिवार अगर खाने के तेल में खाने का तेल का जो उपयोग करता है, अगर वो कुछ कमी करे, मैंने बार बार कहा है 10% कम करो। अगर हम तेल खाना कम करें ना, तो भी वो देशभक्ति का बहुत बड़ा काम है। आप देश सेवा में योगदान दे सकते हैं और इससे देश सेवा भी होगी और देह सेवा भी होगी। इससे देश के खजाने का स्वास्थ्य भी सुधरेगा और परिवार के हर सदस्य का स्वास्थ्य भी अच्छा रहेगा।
Well, Prime Minister Modi also called for distance working, reducing foreign tours.
हमने कोरोना के समय में वर्क फ्रॉम होम की, ऑनलाइन मीटिंग्स की, वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस की, ऐसी अनेक व्यवस्थाएं विकसित की और हमें आदत भी हो गई थी। आज समय की मांग ऐसी है कि उन व्यवस्थाओं को हम फिर से शुरू करें तो वो देश हित में होगा। वर्क फ्रॉम होम, ऑनलाइन कॉन्फ्रेंसेस, वर्चुअल मीटिंग्स, इनको हमें फिर से प्राथमिकता देनी है। आज जो संकट है उसमें हमें विदेशी मुद्रा बचाने पर भी बहुत जोर देना होगा, क्योंकि दुनिया में पेट्रोल डीजल इतना ज्यादा महंगा हो गया है, पहले से कई गुना ज्यादा कीमतें बढ़ गई है। तो हम सबका दायित्व है कि पेट्रोल डीजल की खरीद पर जो विदेशी मुद्रा खर्च होती है, पेट्रोल डीजल बचाकर हमें वो मुद्रा भी बचानी है। इसके लिए हमारे छोटे छोटे प्रयास भी देश की बहुत मदद कर सकते हैं। जैसे आजकल जो विदेशों में शादियों का, विदेशों में घूमने का, विदेशों में वैकेशन पर जाने का मिडिल क्लास में कल्चर बढ़ता जा रहा है। हमें तय करना होगा कि जब ये संकट का काल है और हमारी देशभक्ति हमें ललकार रही है, तो कम से कम एक साल के लिए हमें विदेशों में जाने की बातों को टालना चाहिए। भारत में बहुत सारी जगह है, वहां हम जा सकते हैं, बहुत कुछ भारत में किया जा सकता है।
And DD India's Arun Sharma joins us on the phone line for more on this. Well, Arun, Prime Minister Modi on Sunday urged a spate of measures, including fuel conservation. He emphasized collective citizen action to tackle economic and energy challenges, calling for measures like fuel consumption, of course, limiting foreign travel and cutting chemical fertilizer use as well. Give us the details.
Good morning, Lipakshi. Well, these measures have been announced, or this appeal has been made by the Prime Minister, in this context of the West Asia crisis, whereby, major supply chain globally has been disrupted. If you also recall that in 2015, Prime Minister Modi just appealed to the citizens of India to leave the gas subsidy. And within 1 month, I mean, he appealed this in March 2015, and within 1 month, more than 20 lakh people, gave it up. They gave it up on the LPG subsidy. Now, similarly, what we are witnessing right now, that the main target of the government is to, save on the forex, so that there is less pressure on the current account deficit of the government of India. Now, as of now, when we talk about the petrol prices, yes, we do import 85% of the petrol and petroleum products, and the dependency is approximately 85%. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi has appealed and is urging that wherever possible, work from home should be done, and for traveling or transportation to the office purposes, more and more public transportation like metros should be used in the big cities, and of course carpooling should be done if in case cars are used, or electric vehicles should be used wherever possible. So the idea is to save on petrol, which we are importing as of now. Second important aspect is that he also said about the gold prices or the consumption of the gold to postpone your plans if in case you're planning to buy gold. So he has made an appeal on that as well, because India currently imports approximately 700 to 900 tons of gold annually. And we are spending somewhere around $70 to $72 billion of, on purchases of or importing on gold annually. So this creates a direct pressure on the current account deficit. And gold, as a commodity, is a non-productive asset for when you look at from the consumption purposes. So in that context, it is very much important to control the purchase or import of gold. That creates an unnecessary pressure on the current account deficit of the government. So in that context, is appealing to this. Now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has also clearly mentioned this point, that it is the government that is taking all the burden or financial burden because of this West Asia crisis, and it is not letting the financial burden pass it on to the consumers, because whereby we have seen in other countries, be it like countries like US or various European countries, where prices of petrol, diesel, the gasoline and the gas prices have increased massively. And when we talk about the fertilizers in our country, Prime Minister Modi clearly mentioned this point, that a fertilizer bag, which in international market costs around 3,000 rupees, but in India it is available for just 300 rupees. But yes, he also made an appeal that as far as fertilizers are concerned, we should reduce that consumption by approximately 50%, so that less fertilizer is used. And he is also appealing for natural farming as well, so that if in case you're going towards natural farming, the fertilizer consumption or the usage of fertilizers gradually gets reduced. So that will also add up, or it help in reducing the current account deficit. So Prime Minister Modi has made a significant appeal to the people of a country and majorly appeal to the people of the country to show collective resilience in this time of crisis or the global crisis, whereby India is resilient as of now, Indian economy is resilient as of now. But yes, if in case there are cascading impact going further, this resilience or the collective resilience of the people of India is extremely important at this point in time. So he has made this massive appeal to the people so that India as an economy can float during these tough times or the global tough times.
Absolutely. Several challenges ahead, and Prime Minister Modi appealed to the people to sever on it. Thank you so much, Arun, for all that details. And moving on, US President Trump on Sunday rejected Iran's response to a US proposal for peace talks, dashing hopes for an imminent end to the 10-week-old conflict. Within hours of the Iranian proposal's release, Trump dismissed it with a post on social media. Without providing any details on Tehran's counter-proposal, Trump called it totally unacceptable. Trump also issued a sharp rebuke of Iran, accusing the country of decades of deception and criticizing past U.S. leadership, particularly former President Barack Obama. In a post on his Truth Social platform, Trump accused Iran of involvement in attacks on Americans and of suppressing domestic protest, while warning that Tehran would no longer be able to act with impunity. Well, Iran, in its latest proposal, seeks to end the war on all fronts, including in Lebanon, where Israel is fighting the Iranian-backed Hezbollah group, and to ensure the security of shipping. Iran's new supreme leader, Mojtaba Khamenei, issued new and decisive directives for the continuation of operations and the powerful confrontation with the enemies while meeting with the head of the Joint Military Command. Well, oil prices opened sharply higher on Monday, shortly after U.S. President Donald Trump said he rejected Tehran's response to Washington's peace proposal. International oil benchmark Brent rose by 3.1% to $104.50 a barrel, while U.S. traded crude increased by 3% to $98.40. Its U.S. counterpart, West Texas Intermediate, rose 2.54% to $97.84 a barrel. Well, moving on, more than 90 of the passengers of a hantavirus-stricken cruise ship have been evacuated and flown home from the Canary Islands by the end of Sunday. 18 passengers from the hantavirus-affected MV Hondias departed the Canary Islands for the United States on a Caleta Air Boeing 747 with protective-suited staff overseeing the evacuation. In UK, British passengers and crew from the MV Hondias were taken to a hospital near Liverpool for precautionary isolation after arriving in the country, while another group of British passengers also landed in Manchester on Sunday. The UK health authorities said that passengers and crew will undergo assessment and testing for up to 72 hours before being required to isolate at home for 45 days. Well, buses and ambulances departed Eindhoven Airport on Sunday after some evacuees arrived in Netherlands. The World Health Organization has recommended a 42-day quarantine for all passengers from the boat. A plane carrying 4 Canadians arrived in Quebec on Sunday. Also, an aircraft carrying 3 Turkish citizens departed from Tenerife on Sunday as part of evacuation process to different countries. Ireland evacuated 2 of its citizens from Tenerife using an Air Corps aircraft, with both set to undergo quarantine upon return to Ireland. While Spain's Health Minister Monica Garcia said the final evacuation flights from the cruise ship will leave on Monday afternoon, carrying passengers to Australia and the Netherlands, also carrying passengers from countries that did not arrange their own repatriation flights.
For tomorrow at 7, the ship will refuel. Refueling will take a few hours, followed by an hour of provisioning. Later in the afternoon, there are still 2 flights scheduled, the Australia flight carrying 6 people and the Netherlands flight, which is expected to carry 18 people. In the afternoon, all passengers are expected to disembark, likely by tomorrow afternoon. By the end of the afternoon, all passengers will have disembarked and the vessels will be able to set sail.
And on some sports news now, Barcelona secured their 29th Spanish League title after beating bitter rivals Real Madrid 2-0 in the El Clasico showdown at Camp Nou. Marcus Rashford and Ferran Torres struck in the first half to help Hansi Flick's side clinch La Liga for the 2nd consecutive year while consigning Madrid to a trophyless season. The Catalans, who only needed to avoid defeat, now have an unassailable 14-point lead over second-placed Real Madrid with 3 matches remaining. This was only the 2nd time the outcome of La Liga has been decided directly by the result of a Clásico, with Real Madrid winning their first title in 1932 after a draw with Barca. With this win, Flick's side emphatically shrugged off their Champions League exit in April, roaring back with a statement win. And India celebrates National Technology Day on May 11th, commemorating the 1998 Pokhran-2 nuclear test, the successful flight of the Hansa-3 aircraft and the testing of the Trishul missile. The day honours India's scientific achievements and the innovators driving the nation's technological progress. DD India's Tapas Bhattacharya brings us this report.
India's journey as a global technology powerhouse began with a defining moment in 1998. Every year on May 11th, the nation celebrates National Technology Day, marking the success of Pokhran-2, also known as Operation Shakti. On this day, India conducted a series of nuclear tests in Rajasthan's Pokhran Desert, showcasing its scientific strength, strategic capability, and technological self-reliance to the world. Together, these milestones highlight India's growing strength in defense, aerospace, and scientific innovation. But this day is more than just a remembrance of technological achievements. It's a tribute to the scientists, engineers, innovators, and researchers who continue to shape India's future through technology and innovation. From space mission to digital payments, from artificial intelligence to renewable energy, India's technological progress is transforming lives and creating global impact. As India moves towards becoming a developed nation, technology remains the driving force behind growth, security, healthcare, education, and sustainability. The National Technology Day reminds us that innovation is not just about machines or invention. It's about empowering the people and building a stronger nation. On May 11th, let's celebrate the spirit of innovation, salute our scientific community, and inspire the next generation to lead India into a brighter and a smarter future. With camera person Kara, this is Tapas Bhattacharya for DD India from Delhi.
All right, that's all for this edition of DD India Live. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Lipakshi Khurana from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live.